is Damlolo Rija.
Noah Fabisola.
Bunmi Balogun.
Evident, you can call me T. I am here with Meet the CEOs.
Nice to meet you. My name is Sawyer.
Yo, you don't.
Where everyone was just cranky and angry and we're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
There are no main job out that actually made it. They are with you.
Hello everyone, my name is Bunmi Balogun and I'm the co-founder of Ascendia. My interest in AI started off more as I was annoyed at something. So I had roommates who were software engineers back in school, and I studied physics, by the way. So every day in the room, they would always come back from their classes and they're always talking about programming, tech, this and that, and it was pretty annoying at some point. So I said, okay, you know what, let me learn this thing you guys are even always making noise in the entire room about. And that's how I got into the field of AI. All right, transitioning. So I think my first ever AI project was, I have a background in, like I said, in physics, but out of school I found myself in marketing. So the last couple of years I've been in marketing. But while as a marketing and comms professional, I was building a solution that I was trying to use to help myself. So basically a solution that can help me post across social media, do random content. And that was how I started, from that learning I did with my roommates to actually practicalizing it. Although before then, we had done some bit of internship, myself and my roommate, with Microsoft for about 6 months. So that experience as well, we took it into the real world space, and that's how I started doing the whole practical side of things. That AI will take your jobs. I don't think it's true. It's going to make a few jobs redundant, but at the same time, I feel like people who would upskill themselves would be safe in the long run. Okay, so in simple terms, I'm building Ascendia AI. So imagine you have moved from Nigeria to the UK, and they're telling you in the UK that you can't get a job simply because you don't have UK work experience. So my AI is helping you build that whole experience that will give you a better foot before the employers in the UK. First, I sleep. I like to sleep. So I sleep, I eat. So I'm going to say a few things I like to do before I even start trying to solve problems. Eat, sleep, and when I wake up, I find so we call it, you would hear the whole low-hanging fruit. What's the easiest thing I could tick off the box in this project that I'm working on? Previous projects I've done in the past with AI, one of them I remember I started with a simple Google form, and I translated that Google form into building it a whole tech. So it's usually low-hanging fruit. What can I easily do from the comfort of my laptop? Does it work? Before I can then go ahead to say, okay, let's start putting the whole tech AI thing into it. All right, so I think it's going to be playing a huge space, especially for the creatives. A lot of people would look at some of the big platforms today that you see a lot of these streamers streaming on. It's going to go to the point where it will be much more automated, and people will be making a lot of more money. So I feel like the future of Africa with AI will be filled with a lot of money. People will make a lot of money with AI, to be honest. Research, to be honest. There are a lot of books around the whole GDPR laws, stories here and there. So you want to regularly research to be sure that your AI fits into all of the laws, especially in the country you're based, and you're not building something that is illegal or unethical. So for me, it's a lot of research before I go into any project, just to be sure that I'm not. I remember reading something recently, and they said that by 2027, a lot of the current AI projects will be banned because they're unethical. So everybody building now needs to have that at the back of their mind, knowing that I hope I'm not going against one law or the other. Okay, I think it's my current project. Very exciting. We have been 9 months in the project so far, and in the last 9 months, we've done some really amazing things. Imagine building a system. In fact, the other day I just had a meeting with the entire team, and we scaled our system. So imagine building a system where I come and tell the AI, oh, I'm Bunmi from Nigeria, and the AI would understand Nigerian culture, Nigerian experience, and try to give me gaps that I need to fill for me to be able to connect properly with the UK culture and the UK job market. So it's the most exciting project at the moment for me and all time, because I feel like it's going to go really, really big. Okay, so I think I'd rather answer soft skills rather than the whole tech programming and all. Communication, it's important. Ethics, learning around the whole ethics and GDPR laws it's important. I think I'll just round it up with, say, programming, depending on the type of programming language you want to go into, and depending on how deep you want to go into your AI learnings. People can go as far as data analytics, machine learning, and all of that, but this will be my high-level response. Yes, I have. In fact, we are currently facing one, building what we're doing now in the UK. Imagine you're in global accelerators and you're the only black person, and you ask a question in the room of 1920 British people, and you get a response like, huh. Right? So it's crazy. There's that subtle, how did you even get here in the first place, in the room. In the last 9 months, we've been in like 2 or 3 accelerators so far, and for every one of them, we are the only black founders in the room. So sometimes you don't know if you want to ask questions. If you ask, you want to be careful. Let it seem like your question is not looking like, why don't you know this thing? And recently, I got one that was quite alarming. Somehow it had an effect on me because I wanted to go back and change what we're doing. But after a few consultations with a few guys, they said, no, don't change it. And I'll share. So you're in a room with a lot of founders. Everybody is speaking, oh, we've raised $1 million. I have a founder friend who has raised $11 million. He's British. We have not raised anything with what we're building now with Ascendia. And I was talking to an investor, and he said, I don't like the word migrant. As long as I hear migrant, I'm not going to invest in your product. And he said, why don't you go and change it and put something like global talent instead of migrants? As a migrant or an immigrant myself, it's like, you don't like me. It's a clear response, right? But these are the kind of biases we face, but we're certain that we're building something that is right, and it will eventually get the ears and eyes that it needs to get to. More funding, to be honest, because there are quite a lot of amazing AI developers in Africa. But the truth is, there's lack of funding. You see a lot of our US counterparts and guys in the US who sit down from the comfort of their laptop, build an AI product. They'll have thousands of pounds. There was a recent guy I was relating to about 6 months ago. Just about 2 or 3 days ago, he has raised 20 million. And he's a British guy, right? And they have access to this money easily compared to Africans. But to be honest, a lot of Africans, we have the brains, but we just need the funding. Research as well. I do a lot of research. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, podcasts, YouTube videos. I read a lot of books. I was recommended a new book recently. 10x is easier than 2x. That's a new book I'm currently reading. And it just helps me regularly stay up to date with what's happening, how I need to better myself with what I'm building, and just stay up to date. But a lot of videos, research, books, and podcasts. So I think my proudest will still be the one I'm currently building. We're 9 months old, but we've generated revenue of in the last 9 months. from customers. So I don't think I've built any startup that did that well in less than 1 year. All right, so it's clear everybody that we get to speak to, they're extremely surprised on how we've quickly generated revenue in such a short time. So I'd say it's my proudest so far. All right, creativity and AI in the next decade. I think we're already seeing some of it now, where people are now building. You can build a whole complete website with platforms like Lovable in less than 2 minutes. You can build a whole app in less than 2 minutes without having a technical skill. People are now using AI to create amazing things today. So I'm sure as we go in the next decade, in the next 10 years, you're going to see a lot more faster build of AI or use of AI for initiatives. Especially, I still feel like, especially in the entertainment space, you're seeing one of the amazing ones I'm seeing now is people are no longer having to pay models and people for content. With an AI, I can create a whole marketing video or marketing content and use it to promote my product, right? And we're going to see those kind of things even get much more faster and more realistic. Although we have to be careful because it can also turn to the other side, which is legal. But yeah, I think the next 10 years will be extremely amazing. All right, I would say start with the no-code AI tools, Lovable and the likes, that you can easily build things with. If you have an idea now, you could use those tools. Just put in your prompts or your text. I want to build ABCD, and in less than 5 minutes, it'll build the whole platform for you. So I'll say start with those. Start launching before you can go ahead to say, okay, I want to start learning the basics of how this was built on the back end. All right, I want to build an AI that would create inclusivity, impact, and equity. Inclusivity, impact, and equity across the globe. Let people no longer feel like they are the minority in certain regions because of an AI that gives them the opportunity to compete in those regions as well. So I think that would be the legacy we're looking to leave behind. Is AI hard? Yes, I know. So, yes, in the sense of how far do you want to go? I'll give an example. When we started our current project, the whole AI team, we expected to just build a simple prompt where if I put my CV, it should generate like a skills audit for me in terms of where my current skills is at and where are the gaps compared to the UK market. That's what we wanted to start with. But recently, we've gone even much deeper. So there's something called agentic AI. I don't even have experience in it. That's how deep it is. So with our agentic AI now, it not just collects the CV, it gives you that audit. It gives you the gap between where you are and the UK market. It builds you a long-term, short-term, mid-term, and long-term plan of how you need to get to that market. It tells you the industry you need to focus on. So if you have experience in the financial space, or to list a couple of the financial companies in the UK that can employ you, and what you need to do for them to be able to employ you in the next 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. Which also list out courses you need to go and study so that you're properly upskilled. So it's a whole agentic system. It's much difficult, much harder. So to answer the question, it's a yes and no case. If you want to build simple automation tools or AI tools, it's easy to learn. But if you want to go in depth, you have to build very strong domain knowledge. Curiosity would be the personality of AI in the future. It will be too curious that it's going to do amazingly well. It's going to poke a lot of holes and points for people. I'll give one example. We have not started building this, but it's something we're working on. So part of what we want to put in our technology is an AI interview preparator. So a system that will help you prepare for interviews. But this is the clause. The system is going to be very personalized. Now, how do I mean? Imagine you have an interview with Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, and your interview is next week. The goal is you can come on our platform and prompt the system to say, I have an interview with Facebook as a product manager, for instance. This is the job description. Help me prepare for this interview. And instantly, you're going to see a video of Mark Zuckerberg pop up and train you on that interview. So you're going to be having a conversation with a lookalike Mark Zuckerberg. It's going to be a conversational AI who will be telling you, asking you questions and answering. And at the end of the whole session, the system will then score you to tell you, oh, you had a 5 over 10, 7 over 10. These are the things you didn't answer properly in the question. Go ahead and prepare for it. So with that, you can take that to the real interview when you get into the Facebook office. Now that's Curiosity. We've started working on it already, hopeful to launch by 2026. But that's how far AI can go curious. And we feel like the future of it would be, in terms of personality, would be Curiosity.
ChatGPT or Gemini?
Gemini, we use Gemini at the moment.
Okay. Would you build till $1 billion or sell for $100 million?
I'll probably sell for $100 million and use the money to invest in $1 billion company.
Okay. Do you think AI does more harm than good in human connection?
Tricky. I would say in human connection right now, it's doing more harm, but I'm hopeful that with the inclusion of ethics and all of that, things begin to get better.
Full automation or managed automation?
Managed automation.
Human brain power or cloud brain power?
Not to dispute my own brain, but cloud.
Code that adapts or code that obeys?
Code that adapts.
Chaos or structure when creating?
Chaos.
Brainstorming on paper or in code?
Paper.
Perfecting an idea or launching 10 experiments?
Launching experiment. My first ever experiment, I used a Google form, and I used that Google form to raise about $60,000. So, experiment.
What are the dangers of AI?
We can see the whole case of it's the whole deep fake thing happening now, where it's cloning people's image and saying things that are false and sharing information that is false. So, if not properly checked, we could have a lot of misinformation with AI.